right, let's go to another Twitter.
Oh,
Another
a
tweet.
guy who's smarter. He went to @Woody Paige at the Sports Show. This would be Darwin Kylo. I'm going with Kylo, Kahlo. You can
Sounds
get
Hawaiian.
him at Darwin.
Aloha, Darwin Kalo.
NFL won't exist by 2040. If it does, it will be the third next to second NBA and one MLS. It is doomed.
All right, so by 2040, he thinks soccer will take over this country, followed by the NBA. How many years have we been talking about soccer taking over this country? How many years?
4 decades.
Yeah.
I know. In the 60s, I was writing, soccer's going to be the next big thing because people say it is. I have a theory about soccer. Tell me if you like this.
Yeah.
Kids play it. They can't play other sports, and they play it, and then when they get through playing it, they'd never go back to another game.
Well, you know what happens? They
And
get to high school, and then they realize football, baseball, basketball gets all the notoriety and all the money and all the girls. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
And then
so
they get
bye-bye
out,
soccer.
Then they get out of high school, and then they go, yeah, man, I want to watch
Well, I
football
will
stuff.
say this. The minority population in this country, by the year, I think, 2050, the minority population will be over 50%, and many of them will be immigrants, many of them
Latinos.
Hispanic, Latinos, and
Greeks.
they love
I mean,
soccer. They
all
love
the
soccer
people,
more than
all the people
so,
who come into this country love soccer.
So soccer will grow incrementally, but will it ever surpass baseball, basketball, football?
Here's where I mean,
not so
Darwin
sure.
is a big soccer fan. We can tell that, or football. I will say this: a player who played in the NFL, and I can't remember his name, played for the Steelers of Baltimore, years and years and years ago, announced a couple of years ago that football wouldn't exist, the NFL would cease to exist within 25 years.
Yeah.
And I thought at length about that. I think there's quite a possibility that will happen.
That was my next question. Will football take enough of a hit because of concussion issues, because of brutality issues, whatever,
No, it will
to the
be-
point
it
where
will
by
be health
2040 it won't even exist?
But let me tell you the other side of that. With the emergence of fantasy football and with betting and with
Which will be legal in many, many states eventually.
Oh, sure. That's the NFL's even
It's inevitable.
NFL is kind of cooperating with that. The
With
NBA is,
DraftKings.com,
Yeah. I think that will, with television, because I know this from working on ESPN, an announcement was made a couple of years ago. They are going to do as much live programming as they possibly can because that's what people want to see.
Yeah.
I saw that one of the games last weekend was the most watched ever, and whatever it might be. ESPN, I think, had its first playoff game, and it was like the biggest. So, yeah, Darwin, we disagree for the most part. And but
football does need to make some changes if they want to maintain their popularity.
It makes you think about it. The NBA, I think, is settled into second. I think baseball is dropped
because of its
to third.
worldwide popularity.
Third, it would be, and we talked about NASCAR being fourth for years because hockey kind of fell.
Not anymore. NASCAR's
fallen
off the
really
map,
bad.
almost.
I think soccer will remain fifth.
Yeah.
And maybe fourth. It could pass hockey because you know this from growing up in Chicago. The old saying was that there's 16,000 Chicago Blackhawks fans, and they all go to the games.
They're the ones that show up every night.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Did you ever hear that I think Jack King Cook, and I may be wrong. Whoever
It
bought
was
them,
Jack King Cook, the LA Kings.
Los Angeles Kings, he bought them because he was told that 11 million Canadians had moved to Los Angeles. Well, he buys the Kings, puts them in Los Angeles. He announces the following year that he knows why those 11 million Canadians moved to Los Angeles. They hated hockey.
That's right. Nobody was showing up to the games. Hey.